Welcome to another Coffee with Joy. I am your host, Joy, and I'm so excited to have my guest, Lakia, as we talk about marketing and social media. I know many times you all are wondering, how does so many people are operating and putting these slides together, putting their media together, and how are they marketing themselves? Well, I have a marketing social media guru who's going to explain all this as much as possible. And she's going to share some of her tidbits. How did she get into marketing? And what is it about social media that makes her stand in this field to help so many clients? So after these messages, I'm going to have my girl, Lakia, talk about marketing and social media.
Our mission focuses on showcasing local and global talent of all ages on and off the field. We will strive to inspire, educate, and bridge the divides through our media collaboration. Our goal is to give student athletes and coaches the platform to let their talents be seen and a platform for the community to let their voices be heard. This is the Union Media Group.
So, welcome to Coffee with Joy. So, now I'm excited to introduce my guest, Lakia. She's going to tell us a little bit about herself, and then we're going to jump right into what's this whole thing about social media as well as marketing. Lakia, so happy to have you on Coffee with Joy. Yes. So, can you
Yeah.
tell the people a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I can. Well, I want to say thank you so much for having me. And my name is Lakia. I am your social media manager, content producer, graphic designer. I do it all. And I love it. Yes, yes, yes. I am from DC, born and raised. Yes.
Oh, how did you, first of all, okay, I know you are a makeup artist and you make
Yes.
this grand shift. And let's just give a round of applause for the face, right? Of course, the face just looked flawless.
Yes.
Let's just, right? Of
Thank
course.
you.
So, but you decide to make a shift. And as making that shift, what made you get into marketing as well as the social media and doing so much for on the social media aspect?
Yeah, so since I was a kid, I love doing graphic designs, editing videos. I got that from my dad. And when I joined church, they had a social media ministry, and I said, "Oh wow, I would love to be a part of that." And I would do, graphic designs for them and posts. And I really heard the Lord say, "I want you to help them grow their IG." And I never knew what a social media manager was, never heard of it. But I started posting for them and working on their IG and just growing that platform for them. And the more I began to do it, God just really released like clients my way. I had people that would contact me and ask me about it. And I saw that I really, really loved doing it. And I did it for myself, promoting myself as a makeup artist. And so that really kind of opened that door, that love for social media for me again, and just created something. And, that was the last year. And I just been doing, God has been doing amazing things. He really has.
Amen for that. Yes, thank you for sharing that. Now, as in social media, there's so many avenues, so many apps that we can use. Now, as someone who's listening on and probably wondering, like, wow, her page is, flourishing. Her page is really speaks to what she's doing. Like, what are some apps that people can use? Because a lot of people cannot edit. A lot of people are terrified. But what is something like, if you had to speak to a beginner, what is an app or an idea or a tip that you can share to someone who's just a beginner to social media, who wants to really put their business or individual out their self out there, but build the nice aesthetics like they see other influencers or content individuals do?
I think the best app out there is the Canva app. That app is amazing. You don't have to pay for it. You can start off free with it. That's the app that I use to start up with. I did not have a laptop at the time, and I was able to edit and do graphic designs and do reels and video editing through Canva on my phone. So
Mhm.
if you are a beginner, I highly recommend doing Canva. It's free, and then if you do want to get to that pro level of using it, you can pay. I believe it's like $12.99 a month, but it's affordable. It's something that you can do on your phone. You don't have to have a laptop or buy all these major equipment. You can just use your phone. No matter if you have an iPhone, an Android, it's friendly, and it's amazing, and it does everything.
Now, you talked about equipment. Now, of course, a lot of people, there's so many equipments out there, right? I mean, you go on Amazon, it's plethora of equipment. And as a beginner, now we talking from a beginner stage, because we know we have a lot of gurus out there, but from a beginner,
Yes.
someone who's terrified, some people are just scared when they look and they say, wow, I want my page like hers or his. And it's like, how do I get there? But when you do the research, they, of course, everyone nowadays have their remarks, but it's kind of hard to follow. So if you had to give three equipments for somebody that's new, what is the important equipment that they need now to really venture off? Because everyone has the items, but if you had to tell them three items, what would that be to start their social media if they cannot afford a social media manager or a PR?
I would say definitely your phone, a tripod, and a mobile light that you can
Mm.
get. Yes, a lighting. Lighting is so important. I learned that in makeup, being a makeup artist. So yes, that would be three things I would say invest in. Yes.
And the lighting, like what type of lighting? Because of course there's so many lighting, right? And of course you and I've been in this venture for a while. And a while, some people could be in there 3 days. So I don't want to put a number to a while, right? And
Yes.
I know we all got the light. We all got the light, and we probably played around, lost some money in between. But what is there any, not to call out a brand, but is there one particular light that you will suggest for an individual to have that really
um,
gives them that spotlight?
The light, even the one I'm using now, it's like a mobile light that you can clip on. You can get off of
Mm.
Amazon. Um, Newer is the brand, I believe. It's really easy, affordable. It's no more than $50. I think about $35, and it's affordable. And you can travel with that light. You can clip it onto your phone, and you can really make it work. And if you can't get lighting, use the sunlight. Do your work during the day. So
Mhm.
yes, so that would be something that you can start with and grow
That's
with.
phenomenal, because definitely the sunlight, the natural light to me is the best light. I totally agree on that, because I remember one time I did a whole get ready with me. And someone thought,
Yes.
like, what light are you using? I said, well, by the good grace of God, it was the sunlight. It came in at the right
Yes.
time. And I tried to market that time like, okay, this is perfect. And it gave me the light because it lit up the whole area where I was utilizing without, because when you start using lights, sometimes you may have the light here, but you want the light to magnify it outside. And it's kind of hard. But with that natural light, it gives you that dead on. Now, as we talk
Yes.
about marketing, what are some things that you marketed for yourself for people to really say, hey, I need Lakia on my team. I need her as my manager. What is your marketing tool that you use to drive people in to notice Lakia and pick me as your social media manager?
So I think the one thing that you have to know before even going into marketing is yourself. Your identity is
Mm,
the best thing you can know. It used to be a time where you can hide behind a brand, but people want to know who you are. And when you know who you are, it's easier to market yourself because you would draw the right people and your right
right.
clients that are meant to be your clients to you, to who you are, your personality. And so I think the one thing being comfortable in my skin to show up how I want to show up and do things how I want to do it, was really important. And so I would say knowing who you are is the best marketing tool that you can have, because then you can show up as your show up as yourself. The colors, if you like bright colors, if you're
Mm.
neutral, just being who you are.
And I told now, as you're marketing yourself, a lot of people are not afraid to hold that tripod. Like, how did you get over that fear of saying, I'm gonna stand in the middle of the road and I'm gonna just shoot myself? And I really don't like the word shoot. Okay. Let's say, I know, right? Shoot. Let's find another synonym. Okay. But for right now, we're gonna say shoot, people. We're gonna say shoot. Shoot's like,
To
no.
get that
But
shot.
God,
Yeah, I know
produce,
it's crazy.
how you set your whole arena up. Like, how did you come over that fear? Because some people's like, okay, I gotta wait for the crowd to leave to shoot. But sometimes you just say, you know what, I gotta get it now. Like, how did you come over that and say, enough is enough? I got to get this
I
content.
noticed I know this sounds crazy, but the more you do it, the more you become comfortable with it. And so I would say, go out and do it. And then you may have to pick a time when it's not a lot of people, to get comfortable with doing it. But the more that you do it, the more it becomes comfortable. Like, I still get nervous sometimes, but it would be people who would see you and they would be inspired and they would be like, girl, you are doing it.
Yeah.
And just showing up, just keep doing it until you become accustomed to it, until it feels right. It's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to get
Mhm.
nervous, but you got to go out there. And I think the one thing, I try to imagine myself like a celebrity and and go out there with my best, look at my best. And when people see me and give me a compliment, I feel so good. I feel like a celebrity. So, you might have to you know, tap into that inside personality that you have that's waiting to come out, because people have it, like they have that inside, their fears,
Yes.
outgoing, can't nobody touch you, touch into that boldness and don't be afraid, because it's
Yes.
you. You shouldn't
Yes.
be, scared to show up as yourself. Like, people are doing it, and it really does encourage someone. You can really inspire someone. So just do it. Just keep doing it until it becomes uncomfortable. Until it become comfortable, I should say. Just do
Yes.
it. Like, the more you do it.
I totally agree on that part, because I know going out is not the best, but at least you have one objective, and that's to get the content that I need to proceed. And once you start to do it over and over, like you say, you start to diminish everything that's around you. No one can't stop you. And really, it's the compliments that come after. Everyone's excited. Everyone's looking like, wow, she's doing it. Internally, I could do it too. So you definitely feed into
Yeah.
that. Now,
Yes.
everybody
And I
don't.
mean, yes.
Go ahead, Lakia.
Go
I'm sorry.
ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, and I mean, and when people see you with your camera and stuff, they're already gonna think you're somebody big. Like, they're gonna definitely be watching. They're like, oh, what's going on? They might want to even jump into your video. But yeah, it's amazing. So yes, just do it. Go out and do it.
And as you're going out, a lot of people really don't like utilizing their house, right? Some people,
Right.
I believe, now this is Joy data research, okay? I believe pre-COVID, everyone house was, the typical traditional style. And as after COVID, you start to see people really didn't, they kept it very minimal as far as like a couch here. These fake plants start to come out of
Yes.
nowhere, these lamp start to become more of more of the design set where, okay, I got to be home, I can't go out. So is there any tips that you like to share with people who would like to get like a different background? Where can they go that's affordable? Because there's so many places that cost, but I may not have the money right now. But where can I go to get this content to still keep it clean and looking perfect for my aesthetics on my page?
So you can go outside in front of your yard, your backyard, if you want, to be exclusive. Until you get comfortable with a crowd, you go to a park. You can go to a coffee shop. Hotels, being outside the hotels. Sometimes if you go to a hotel, sometimes they let you use the lobby area. So yeah, you can go to different neighborhoods. A lot of neighborhoods, they have these beautiful sceneries and park and things, and you can use those. Sometimes you can call up one of your girlfriends who may live in an apartment building, and the lobby area looks amazing, and you can use that.
Amazing.
So yes, and if you are a Christian influencer, you can use your church.
Yeah.
You use your church ground, clean music, you guys, clean. But yes,
Right.
those are the areas you can use. You can use your parking lot.
You're right.
So yes, those are areas that you can start off with.
And I had to ask that
And
because many people look at everyone aesthetics and say, "Oh, they're in a peer studio, or they're somewhere that's like they paid a lot of money," but not realizing what you just stated. They could be in a hotel. They could just found a nice a backdrop, a nice wall, and they're really outside. They just know how to fix it,
yes,
or they're inside, just taking a corner of a space where people don't mind. So just, you elaborating on that, really giving the insight to people, because some people really think that some people pay a lot of money when really it's so many free spaces, and like you
it
stated, your yard.
is.
I
The
know we
backyard
laugh
in the
about it.
front.
Yeah. I know we
And then
laugh
a lot
about
of
it, but really
times
your yard.
it really
Go ahead.
is. Definitely have a nice background. Um, Another thing you can use is your wall. You can pick a wall in your apartment or your house. It don't have to be a
Yeah.
big wall. It can be a small wall, and you can put paper wall. You can add like how my wall is. You
Hmm.
know. Pictures or things like that, and that can be where you shoot the content.
Yeah.
Your bathroom, you can decorate it to make it look like an area. If you do a lot of skincare, if you do hair tutorials, the bathroom, you can say, look, I want to make this bathroom look like this, have lighting, just so I can do my content. You just have to work with what you have. And even as a makeup artist, I did a little small studio section in my house. And I
Yeah.
should say my apartment, that
Hmm.
was really small, and I did, the lighting and everything. And it's a lot of DIYs. I think sometimes we get so caught up on what we have and what people background look like that we feel like, oh, if I don't do it like them, or if it doesn't look like that, then it's
Hmm.
not going to get a lot of views. But you have to remember, people are not looking at your background; they're looking at you and what you're
Right.
bringing and the information. So when that content is good and you're delivering it, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter how your background look. Blur that
Yeah.
background out until you get a good background. So
Come on. Come
yes, you
on.
have to use what you have.
And it's really along all of that, and comes with consistency. Once you're consistent and people see what you're driving, you're really bringing people in and saying, okay, let me stop and park my car here. She really has something going on here. Oh, wow. And then they start to scroll in the past and say, oh, okay, this is because, again, people have these self-talks to realize, oh, this person is consistent, they're serious about their craft, so let me at least pay attention and then move forward. And then that's how you start to build clients. That's how you start to branch into different markets and really better yourself, because somebody may be asking you a question and moving forward. But after these messages, we're going to talk to Lakia. How does she go about getting clients? How does she work with clients? But please make sure that you like, follow, and also comment. If there's a dying question, please make sure that you put in the comment, because I know Lakia would like to answer it. So please make sure that you stay tuned after these messages, and we're going to hear from Lakia as she gets her clients. Latest news, today's news, current news, gossip news, you name it. I am your host with Coffee with Joy, as I share any up-to-date news that's taking place around the world. But if you would like to check it out, please make sure you go to my YouTube channel, Coffee with Joy, where I share the latest topic. I am your host with Coffee with Joy with today's topic. Welcome back, everyone. It is Coffee with Joy. So please make sure that you like, subscribe, as well as follow Coffee with Joy. So we're going to watch this quick video as she's working with the client, and then we're going to bring Lakia in as she's going to talk about how did she go about her clients, what is needed, what is her criteria. She may even share some good tidbits, but we're going to stay tuned and watch out.
This is the only time I ever feel free. Free from stress, free from worry, free from everything.
So now, look here, we see you setting up. Now you bringing people in. First half, you told us all about what is needed, how we could go get the shot, what is needed for the shot. So now people are reaching out to Lakia. Now they want to know how is Lakia can help me because I'm still scared. I need a one-on-one. I just need someone to guide me. So of course, I know you do excellent in that field. So can you tell us in the video as you was preparing your clients and how what is needed in order for you to proceed before you even get on set? Because I know there's a lot of talking, there's a lot of understanding where both of you jail, and the whole list goes on. But let us know, Lakia.
So yeah, so I do have a consultation where I do talk to my clients and we discuss their vision and what they would like. We also discuss, where they're at and what they have, because a lot of times, sometimes clients, I feel like when they see something, they get so excited, and
Mm-hmm.
they don't realize the things that they need to have in place. So I get to know, like, okay, where are you at in your business? Do you have a logo? Do you have a brand color? Things like that. Where do you improve yourself? How long you been in business?
Mm-hmm.
Because I need to know, are we starting from scratch? Where are we starting from? And so,
Mm-hmm.
we have those conversations. We meet up. Um, I get to know what they want me to assist them with. And so a lot of
Right.
times just getting to know like their vision and how I can bring it to life, and also
Mm-hmm.
allowing their voice to still be heard and not taking them out of their being their authentic self, right? Because I want
Right.
them to still come across as their self and not putting myself too much into the video, but allowing their voice to be heard. And so, yeah, so we have consultation. We have meetups, we have Zoom calls and things like that. We have a section where we kind of write out, we plan of,
Mm.
like, it's really time based when it comes to
Yeah.
reels. A lot of people, it's like doing a movie in a way. A
Yeah.
lot of people
Yeah.
don't realize time management is so important. So knowing
Right.
what outfits we're gonna wear for these couple of reels, and what are we gonna do? So really planning, strategizing, keywords, a lot of research, things like that goes in hand before we
Mm.
even get to the location that we have to
Yeah.
work out, because we want to have those things written down and know exactly what we're talking about before we do and select the reels, and then we can go and actually produce them. So yes, so consultation, and then we kind of go with the deposit and then kind of move forward, and it's just kind of like a process, like building a house. So yes.
Yeah. 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 So how long would this process take, or and how long do you give yourself? Because we know both parties are working, life takes over, and you don't want the idea to to dwindle because depending on the time. So how long do you have the client to work with you?
So it just depends if they want to work with me, just a one time thing. If it's a one time
Mhm.
thing, I try to give myself grace period between 2 to 3 weeks, and that's for them too, and not feel really rushed.
Okay.
So you can't contact me today and then expect for me to do something tomorrow. I feel
Right.
like doing things like that, it just doesn't it doesn't work. It
Yes.
doesn't work at all. So at least 2 weeks of grace period to for us
Mhm.
to have conversation and to really
Okay.
outline how our content VIP day will look like. And if you
Right.
are moving forward to have a longer contract, then like say if you was to reach out to me today, I would say starting at least, the next month. So 2 to 3 weeks for the same, just to start. So yes.
Phenomenal. Now, we would like to know everybody that comes to you is grand. It's easy. They make your life so beautiful, so spring like, right? But now all of a sudden, winter hits and you get this disgruntled client. Can you tell us a moment that you ever had with the disgruntled client? And of course, it was like, okay, it's a nail biter. This person is going against the grain. What is the issue? Can you tell us a moment that you ever had with that client?
I can. I would say this was last year, me kind of transitioning into a new business, doing the content creation. I would say I really didn't know who I was. And so um, I thought people pleasing was
Uh-huh.
good in my business and saying
Mm,
yes. And I had to
wow.
learn to be an entrepreneur, to be in the position that I'm in. I have to understand and know that no, and have set boundaries, and that
Right.
people, when they hire me, I don't have nothing to prove. And so I think
Mm,
last year I was in a season of feeling like I had to prove my ability and my value and that I belong here. And so I did
yeah.
a lot of people pleasing. I did a lot of things that I felt like I had to do extra and go beyond, and not realize that when that person said yes and they
Mm-hmm.
accept that contract and they hire me, that's because they see something in me to bring to the table.
Right.
So I don't need to be proving anything that's already been proven before the contract. So yes, so that was one thing, like just people pleasing, not setting boundaries and knowing my worth and value. Um,
Right.
as a content creator, as a content producer, social media manager. So yes, that was something that I had to deal with. And so I had to do a lot of looking in the mirror. Also
Mm-hmm.
growing up, I would say, and not being scared to say no, and setting
Right.
boundaries and setting up a system and using that
Mm-hmm.
same system for every client, not treating people different, not giving special privilege to this person because, of any accolades or anything like that. So yes, having that system was something
Mm-hmm.
that really helped me out in knowing who I was. So yeah, so that's something that I definitely had to deal with and overcame.
And it's not very hard, and it's not very easy, let me say that, because of course, as much as we're prepared, we're not prepared, because experience say, hey, I got something down the line that's going to rock your boat, that's going to change and alter your thought. Are you sure? Are you in it? And it really gives you that insight, like, yes, I'm in it, but here it is. And it really make you tighten up what you're doing. So thank you for sharing that, because definitely getting to know who you are and realizing, like, hey, I want everybody to be happy, but it's really not being
Yes,
happy. It's about making the goal. We're trying to achieve something. It's not about me. It's about achieving the goal at hand. And yeah, we got to do a little tug and pull. Of course, thank you
yes,
everyone for your comments that's coming in. Atara say, yes, plan, plan, plan. Yes, definitely. That
yes,
is the denominator to everything. You have to make
yes,
sure
it
that you plan.
is. And I would
And
say this, and that would kind of help you keep the structure in your business because it also allows me to remind my clients that, hey, you hired me for a reason. I'm here to take you out your comfortability zone and to birth something in you, and to be that cherry on your ice cream. I'm here to make it sparkle, to make your business sparkle, and to take it to the next level. And so, yes.
now, you may have a client that comes in, right? And
Hmm.
they may be, of course, they have some knowledge about social media. And as we have a question here, as far as shorts and reels, everyone say, should I post 3 times? Should I post my reel? Should I do a story? Should I be on there 3 times? Should I post 7 times? Like, it gets kind of finicky,
Lord,
right?
7 times. Yes.
Literally, right? So I believe, of course, this is back to Joy Database. It's just your flow, right? But we're gonna hear from the guru herself. Of course. Can you help us out as an individual who's trying to be consistent? Do I need to post 5 times, 1 times a week? And what is consistent? Right? Because I may post once a
Yes.
month and I'm content. You know,
That's a good question. That's a good
yeah.
question. And I think
What is consistent?
um being consistent is showing up in that same voice, if that makes sense. So you
Mhm.
have a tone of voice that you talk to, a niche that you talk to, and you're constantly talking to your audience, right? That's showing up consistently, where you're not all over the place, where 1 minute you're talking about hair and next thing you're talking about building a house. I want to know that when I come to your page, you're consistent in the message
Yeah.
that you're delivering. That's one aspect. Another
Right.
thing is showing up is what you can do, because what I can do, you can't do. So if you can pop up on there 3 times a day, 5 days out the week, then you do that. You be
I
consistent with
agree.
that. But it's what you can maintain. And so if you
Yeah.
can only pop up 1 time out the week, then do that. Why? Because then you're going to train your audience and your viewers to expect that. It's like watching a TV show. When you knew Martin came on at 8 p.m. on Wednesday, you made sure that you was there in front of that TV at 8 p.m. or
Right.
you was going to record that. So yes, it's like showing up on social media is the same way. You just show up and be consistent with that day. If it's one time out the week, do that. Do not
Yeah.
think you have to show up 5 times out the week, because then we're running to burnout. We're
Yeah.
running into being overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And you have to give yourself grace, time,
Yeah.
and period. So whatever you can maintain, if it's twice a week, it's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay to maintain that. But whatever you can maintain is how you want to show up.
I totally agree because clearly, who I mean, it's still like the definition is like very deep, but I think I'd rather take your definition and really break it down because it's being who you are, showing up consistently in that same voice, that same page, that same book. Because again, like you stated, watching Martin at 8 o'clock, you're not going to see Fresh Prince at 8 o'clock. It's going to be Martin every day, Monday through Friday at 8 o'clock. So it's consistent in that same voice. You hear that, people? We heard from the guru herself. Lakia is definitely here. We hearing it from her. So after these
Yes.
messages, we're gonna come back, talk to Lakia a little bit more as we indulge ourselves into what about apps? How do I shortcut this thing? How do I make it fun for myself? So after these messages, we're gonna hear from Lakia, and make sure that you like, subscribe, and follow Coffee with Joy.
From the VIP, heard the nightlife, lost life with that. Bring 'em out, hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out, yeah. Bring 'em out, hey. Bring 'em out, VIP, coming live from the VIP, heard the nightlife, lost life with that.
As you all know, October 15th, it goes down in DC, Maryland, Virginia, DMV, but mainly Maryland. Chucks and Coffee will be back on Sunday, October 15th. So stay tuned as we prepare ourselves for Chucks and Coffee, where information is forthcoming. I am so excited for what's taking place in the nonprofit organization that we will be highlighting this year. So make sure you stay tuned as we'll be coming out in 60 days. So now, Lakia, can you please tell us some apps? Because I know as you start to work with people, people start saying, hey, I have an idea, but I just want to be able to, I want this graphic. And I know we can't do it from scratch. So thank those who have started apps, of course, and
Yes.
working. But some apps are difficult, some apps are costly. But what app will you say for an individual, rather what level they on, that is definitely that will work for them if they need to really, you trying to get them their voice, you trying to get them consistent, but they want to go a different route and making it more pleasing to one eye. So what apps that you would like to share? How do you get your content across?
So I like to limit my apps because I feel like apps take up a lot of space. So if I can
Yeah.
do a one-stop shop, that's the way I like to go. When it comes to graphic designs, even rules, editing, things like that, I do love Canva. I I love Canva. Canva is definitely the way to go. You will not be the disappointed beginner.
Right.
A pro, it's the best, hands down. Another app that's really good for editing videos and that are that's really big is CapCut. CapCut is
Yeah.
good. It's free too, and it has an option where you can pay for. So CapCut is really, 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 really good. Love CapCut. When it comes to planning, organizing, and reminding, Trello is something that I really, really love. It keeps me organized. It keeps me where I'm able to manage my IG posts and batch out content and see exactly
Hmm.
what I'm going to post and write out the captions. I love Trello. And Trello at the beginning, it can be a little complicated, but you get accustomed, you get used to it. It sends out reminders. You can actually communicate between clients with it. I love Trello. So yes, those are my three top apps that I am like die hard for. Love them. Oh yes, and another one we're going a bonus.
Yes.
Um,
Oh no, you're
I love
good.
Facetune. Facetune is really good for when it comes to editing pictures and things like that.
Hmm.
Even editing videos as well, and Lightroom. That's five. My
Yeah.
top five.
But no, there's plethora of them, right? And I mean, just a few that you said I use, that there's so much like, I mean, as soon as, of course, I guess after with the FAA, with the whole algorithm, people saying this, that, and the third. So no, when you log into your email or I mean internet, it always say, hey, do you want to download this cookie, accept or decline? Because once you hit
Hmm.
accept, you look on your phone, you see everything. You start seeing everything that you went. If I'm looking for apps, it's like all these apps start to come through. So there's so many. So I'm glad that you share your favorites so that everyone can hear and see, like, oh wow, okay, let me try this out. And keep in mind, people, just like anything, you have to practice out. It's not going to do the work for you. You have to practice.
Yes.
You give a little understanding. Take time. It's not just going to say, oh, okay, here's your picture. Just like with anything, some are easier to grasp, some are a little harder, but you have to make sure that you take your time. Now, as my team pulling up the flash drive, now you and I both know our phones are it is done. Like, whew. So can you tell us about the flash drive? Because I definitely
Oh
want to
my
make sure we
goodness.
insert that in there.
Yes, the USB flash drive is amazing. I mean, the things they're coming out with is just amazing. So it allows
Yes.
you to basically take the documentation from your phone
Hmm.
and be able to transition it onto your laptop. And so you can download. So instead of buying all these clouds and I don't know how much space I have, but
Yes.
it allows you to save it. You can create a folder and really download everything from your phone onto that USB. And then if you
Yes.
want to upload it to your laptop, you can do that too as well. And I love that. It's so amazing. It's
Yes.
amazing, you guys. And you can get this off of Amazon. You can go to Best Buy. They have them. And so yes.
No, I totally agree because I have a USB. Because clearly, I know my mentor told me that Joy, you cannot have used 2 terabytes. I said, yes, I have. I've gotten the message so many times. I said, this is it. Like, of course, when you call, you say, I'm tired of seeing this storage, and they're telling me, well, you've gotten the highest. Well, when y'all going up to 5G, so when you going up to 3 terabytes, how about that? But of
Yes.
of course, that's the highest they go. So yes, people, I've
Yes.
used 2 terabytes. So I had to get a US external hard drive to really remove pictures in order to do things. Still removing, right? Now, do you see the problem of when you're removing it? Do you lose your pictures or you keep checking it, you checking onto your computer or do you delete it completely off your phone? Have you ever had any
So
issues with
I haven't had any issues. So once I
that?
save it to my USB, I'm able to delete it off my phone. It uploads on my laptop. I do check and make sure and
Yes.
everything. And so yes, I haven't had any issues. Whenever I plug it back in, it's there. So I love it and it's easy to use definitely for clients and things like that for backup. And if you use your phone a lot, because now
Yeah,
people are I mean, people are using their phone for everything, and as they should, because it costs the same amount for a camera,
it does.
as they
It does.
should.
It does.
But yes, it So yeah, that's good for a backup. But yeah,
Yeah. And that's great. That's great to know because a lot of people don't know about the external hard drive, right? They really don't know. So they trying to find ways. Because I was one of them, right? At the beginning, trying to figure out, okay, why I keep getting this storage? I deleted 3 pictures. Why y'all not giving me my storage back? I deleted 3. I'm gonna give you 3 because I need
if I
references,
pay
people.
iPhone, it was like buying so much space. I was like, I don't know how much more space I can buy. But and then these phones because you can shoot in 4K.
Yeah.
That's another setting you have to do in your phone. It doesn't come already like that. But if you are using your phone to shoot pictures, you can set your phone to shoot at 4K 60, which it takes a
Mhm.
lot of data.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's going to take a lot of space. So you have to be mindful of that.
Mhm. And people, once you get into the social content world, I promise you, the world is at your disposal because
Yes.
either either you don't have either you better have the money for it or you have different equipments because clearly you're going to learn so much. So if people want to reach out to you, Lakia, and say, hey, I would like to have your services, how can they go about reaching you?
So you can reach me at a Kale Agency, and you can schedule a consultation. I have a link tree already set up where you can schedule a 15-minute free consultation, and we can see exactly what you need. If it's social media management, if it's content, VIP, we can just see exactly what you need. Or if you want to kind of schedule a call where you need help when it comes to content creativity, then you can schedule a call. So yes, so follow me at Akels Agency. Yes, on IG.
Black Girl Magic is always real, people. Of course,
Black
I just
Girl
love that
Magic. Yes.
magic. Yes, I just love
I'm
us.
like, click
And
on
of
the link
course,
tree and it take you right to the website.
take you right there, people. Check it out. Definitely.
Yes.
Lakia, thank you so much. Before we end the show, is there anything that you would like to share with the people as far as any affirmation, anything that you live by, anything that would be a tidbit for anyone that, of course, that's watching the show or continue to watch the show?
Well, I want to first say thank you, Joe, for having me. And one of the things that I love to say and have always said, even as a makeup artist, is with beauty come boldness. Be beautiful, be you, be authentic, because that's the best gift
Mhm.
you can have. And that's your
Yeah.
superpower.
Awesome. That's simple, people. Be you. You're going to be you. So, as you
You.
all know, it is Coffee with Joy. Sirs, before I end the show, thank you to everyone who of course voted for me in the semifinalists for the Full Figure Industry Awards for Talk Show Podcast. I truly would like to say thank you. I'm very humble. Of course, we will definitely find out soon, but until then, I take my thank you. I say thank you. Hats off to everybody. So please make sure that you like, follow, and subscribe to Coffee with Joy. If you would like to patronize our show, please make sure you follow the cue cards online. Definitely will take you there. And if you like, any amount will do. Of course, my team will pull it up. So as we go forward, but until then, as you all know, thank you all so much. Lakia, you have given nothing but great resources to us. And we want to say thank you. We're going to cheers to a great show. Yes. Cheers to a great show, people. Yes. Has been another successful show, as you all know. Again, thank you for all the viewers. Thank you for your comments thus so far. But if you are tuning in, please leave a comment because I know Lakia would definitely like to see it and also answer. And if you like to check her out, please go to her IG. She's a great source to help you. And if she can't help you, I know that she will guide you into the right direction. As you all know, if it's a weekday, it is Coffee with Joy. Live life on purpose. Have a blessed night. We kick it like no